Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This video is going to be a bit different, and it is indeed inspired by Newton's latest video about how he got into GTA racing. So go check that out here if you haven't already, as it's a very cozy watch. All the way back in 2015, 2016 is when I first started racing in GTA. Up until this point in my life, most of my online gaming experience had been either WoW or Modern Warfare 2. I grew up in a family with a dad heavily involved in the car and motorsports scene, and as a kid, he would always take me to races, to car shows. I'd spend a lot of time in his workshop and so forth, so obviously the interest for fast things had been there since I was a child, but it had never manifested in a very personal way until I booted up GTA Online. This is where I got my first taste of competitive racing. In the beginning, it was mostly just playing the regular Rockstar created tracks, but I would very quickly be introduced to Noda by none other than Neutron, actually. I had gotten to know Neutron a little bit through a mutual friend group that played a lot of Modern Warfare 2, and Neutron had searched out Noda on his own, and then introduced me to it when we were all playing GTA one day. The first ever organized event I participated in was taking Neutron's spot for the E-Cola racing team in some random event. I don't even remember why, but I think his computer at the time was having a breakdown. From there, the rest is really history. I was hooked. I was in my very early 20s. I had just found a hobby that gripped me. Unemployed and basically a loser in life, I found something I became moderately good at. I definitely think that when you're the newbie underdog and coming from behind, it is always quote unquote easier to slingshot up to the top and become a good racer. And I feel like that's what I did. I never became the best, but I feel like at my best, I can compete with them on my good days. And that's how it went for a couple of years until FiveM emerged together with Project Homecoming. From there, the racing community slowly started transitioning from retail to Homecoming, and other servers and events now took place across all these different GTA platforms. At some point, I took up streaming, and back then I didn't even have a cam, but also not even a mic. In fact, for most of my online presence, I'd never even used a mic, even when playing with friends. It wouldn't be well into my 20s that I finally used a mic to talk to friends, and then eventually on stream, which at the time was a huge breakthrough for me personally. This is quite personal, but I think it needs to be included for the context of how much GTA has meant to me. Throughout my 20s and now into my 30s, GTA has been a part of my life, and during that time, I've probably lived some of my toughest battles with breakups, depressions, coming out of friends and family, manipulative and abusive exes and friends, not to mention health issues with my shoulder and with my weight, as I'm sure people who followed me in recent times are aware of. I think it was a year or two before I first started playing NoPixel, I had noticed that my shoulder would start to hurt after playing GTA for a prolonged period of time. 3+ hours was usually what I was able to do before the pain would be so bad I couldn't even hold my controller anymore. I remember the last ever official event I did was on Project Homecoming in early 2021. It was a 5-hour long race without any breaks, and at the end of that race, I remember feeling like I had pushed myself to the limit and driven the best I could, and it was only good enough for second place, a couple of seconds behind first. I crossed the finish line, and I let go of my controller to finally relax, and my body and my shoulder just started burning in this like intense pain that just wouldn't go away for what felt like forever. I think that was when I realized that I won't be able to play GTA like how I had been used to. And it was probably part of the reason, part of the catalyst that helped me move on to try NoPixel. NoPixel for me has been a lot. There is no denying that I've met an incredible amount of amazing people with which I've spent countless hours having fun and creating what I personally find engaging and interactive stories. And the most amazing thing of all, I met my husband who moved across half the world and lives with me. That alone is insane, and if it wasn't for NoPixel, that would have never happened. So for that, I am eternally grateful. Now with that said, NoPixel wasn't without its challenges for me. Most of it was self-imposed, doubting myself, my ability to roleplay, anxiety related to creating engaging interactions, performing in the mechanical part of racing, Sitting in the queue, destroying sleep schedules, all unhealthy things, mostly self-inflicted. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but it is an integral part of the story. After some time on the server, I was able to become a part of the team that reviews applications. Basically, you spend some hours of your week every week to review and give feedback to applications, and your quote-unquote payment is prio. I think by the time I was removed from this team, I had reviewed somewhere between 250 and 300 applications. The reasoning for my removal was never explained to me, but seeing as it happened right after I had made a joke about controllers in the private NoPixel Racing Discord, the timing did seem interesting. Not only that, but I wasn't the only one who got removed from the team, but Tenta, who had said nothing in this Discord, by the way, was also removed. I tried to figure out why this happened, but we were never told, so we were just left to making assumptions. Obviously, we were never banned or suspended, but I'm sure you can imagine what a move like that does to how welcome you feel on the server. We kept playing for a long time after this still, due to all the great friends and connection we'd made, and the whole Prism and Yokai arcs are some of the most fun and heartbreak I've ever had playing a video game. After 3.0 moved on and 4.0 launched, I lost the interest in RP. Project Street launched, and that's where I've found my racing and GTA feels since. I've had a big break from GTA, working on myself and weight loss, but now I'm in a much better place than I've ever been, and it's honestly incredible to think how GTA has been a part of my life for almost 10 years now, through all my struggles and achievements. I'm so thankful for all the people I've met and continue to meet, and while it hasn't been without its struggles, I don't think I regret any of it. Anyway, if you somehow made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and being part of what makes GTA, racing, and streaming what it is to me. Much love, Sarah. Holy shit, bro! No way! GR.